Why do you think most police officers become police officers?
You saw an exodus after 2020, after the George Floyd incident, that anyone that had 20 plus years in law enforcement left.
God!
What do you want?
I can't breathe! Please, the name of it. I can't breathe.
Law enforcement, law enforcement, law, left.
Oof.
And it's now, it's not just a state problem, it's a nationwide problem of being able to hire police officers.
Back to that story with the guillotine, were you kind of scared or hesitant?
So the first thing you're obviously thinking is someone's choking you, right? So that's immediately where I have to go. Obviously, you're always scared. There's always a little bit of nerves going on in any use of force encounter.
Like, what was the scariest, most intense situation for you that you can remember being 20 years in the force?
Would be me against multiple people. That's scary.
I didn't know if it was like a hypothetical thing that you were saying.
Yeah, I mean,
damn, that happened?
So, I mean, one-on-one,
Jeez.
I'm fairly confident. You know,
Sure.
this is not the movies.
What if they had a knife on them? Can you explain to me a situation where you've been in a very hectic, where you try to subdue, like a suspect with your jiu-jitsu training?
Oh, hundreds of times. I mean, based on my size, the best day of my life, I was maybe 5'7", and I'm 155 pounds. So you come into...
You're a pretty big guy for that height then. you know what I mean? Like 155 is pretty good.
Well, that's a little bit on the belly. But,
all right.
So many people that you encounter in law enforcement are much larger than me, much bigger than me, stronger than me. There's been times I'm with someone that doesn't want to go into custody that's about 6'3", 220, 25 pounds. And because of training, because of jiu-jitsu, it almost becomes now a more fair advantage for me. So even though he's bigger, younger, stronger, based on my training, based on my skill, I'm able to easily subdue him, even though he doesn't want to go into custody.
And you'd had that real life situation out on the field, where there's a far bigger guy than you.
Yeah.
And then can you talk in detail, if you can, about what you had to do and what the situation entailed and what positions you got into?
Yeah. I mean, there was a time we had, again, I'm going to go, this specific person was about 6'3", about 220 pounds, was barreling through another officer that was attempting to take him into custody. So as I came on the scene, I came behind, take the kid down. He was about 18, 19 years old.
So, sorry, did you bum rush him, or were you like kind of slowly approached him and then he got wild, or
coming behind?
Okay.
Just to pull him back, explaining to him, police, you need to stop. You need to stop. He's much bigger, much stronger than me. Kind of now started pulling me as well, which ended up both of us are now on pavement. And because of his size and my weight, I actually ended up on top of him in that guard position. And he reaches over to put me into, even though he doesn't train, just probably watching stuff, puts me into that guillotine type position.
That's like the natural thing that people go to, right? Like when they're untrained, it's automatically going for that bulldog kind of headlock with guillotine.
Yes.
Right? Like that's what we used to do before we train. I mean, that's what I did.
Yeah.
It was a natural occurrence.
Yeah, it's a natural human reaction.
Yes.
And so now I'm with this person that is, again, bigger, stronger than me. I'm in his guard and he's wrapped his arm around in that chokehold position.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it's one of those moments where you think of 900 million things in that split second. And I'm one of those, I'm like, hey, he's trying to choke me. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm good. And I'm like, now just grabbing his hand, pulling it away. I'm like, I've been in this position multiple times by people that do train, that are people that are much more highly trained than. And it was just
Wouldn't it be a different situation though? Like, you know what I mean? Because when you're out in the field, right, when we're training,
Yeah.
and I know it's more of a cop setting, you train with Chad Lyman,
Yes.
you know, and it's realistic positions that you go into. I guess maybe from a subjective point of view, you know, I kind of train it. I flow sometimes. I train for sport.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's more intense in that training setting, just so that people could get a picture, right? Because sometimes in regular jiu-jitsu, when we train with our buddies,
Yeah.
we're having fun. We're
Yeah,
going
yeah.
light. It's not an intense situation, right? We're there to work out. And then, but in a police situation, I'm again training with Chad and that program. There's a lot more intensity involved. I just want to get the feeling out there for people.
Oh yeah, I mean, 100% of when you're training again with the police jiu-jitsu type aspect of it, and we're introducing weapons, having that knowledge that even though I'm in that bad situation, there are weapons on me. That's a dangerous situation if I'm not trained, and if someone is choking me, and if you do go unconscious, now that person has your weapons, right? So it's a fundamental, important aspect that we have to train, or we need to be training, because of those dynamic situations, those use of force situations that a lot of people don't understand how much easier it is for us to get out of that.
What's going on, guys? If you're enjoying this podcast, please don't forget to like the videos and subscribe to the channel. Only if you're getting value out of it on YouTube, and also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to leave a rating and follow. And also, I also write a blog newsletter from what I learned from my incredible guests that I have on. So sign up for the email list and get updates on the podcast. Thank you for your love and support. Now back to the show. Yeah. So back to that story with the guillotine, were you kind of scared or hesitant because or did you feel like you were in any danger because he might have had weapons on him, right? If he had you on a guillotine, he's a bigger guy. All of a sudden he pulls out a knife and starts maybe like stabbing you in the kidneys or something.
Right. So the first thing you're obviously thinking is someone's choking you, right? So that's immediately where I have to go. And again, it's from being comfortable in those uncomfortable situations because of years on the mat, that obviously you're always scared. There's always a little bit of nerves going on in any use of force encounter. But because of so many years of training, being comfortable in those uncomfortable situations, my anxiety, I didn't overreact. I knew that I'm good. I've been here. I've been in this situation before. I could get out, successfully get out, you know. And, you know, again, luckily he did not have any weapons on him at that time. So, no, I mean, it was good. It was good because of training, because of jiu-jitsu.
So what happened? Did you get out? Did you put your body to the other side of his? Like, can you go into that? How did you get out of the guillotine with a big guy like that?
So, thinking of all those multiple things that are going on one time.
Sure.
And I'm grabbing his arm. Okay, trying to choke me. And I'm like, wait a second. This is not a jiu-jitsu match. We're out on the street, right? Pavement. There's someone trying to choke me. I don't need to just grab, make space. I could throw some strikes, right? This is a situation where someone is trying to maybe take my life. So it was much easier because I'm now grabbing, creating that space, throw some strikes to the face to get him to let go. And then I was able to kind of pass that guard, take him into custody.
Yeah. And then what happened? Did you get on mount? Did you get on top of him, or did you throw any strikes
To get out.
to get? You're right. Okay.
Just to get out.
Got it.
You know, a couple strikes. You're getting out of that situation, and now it's just grabbing, controlling his hands, and putting him in handcuffs. And it was easy because of training.
Right. And how big was the guy? Would you say? You said he was about 6'3",
6'3", 220 pounds.
220 pounds. Damn. It still amazes me till this day it's so surreal, like what jujitsu, the power of jujitsu could do. That's why I like talking to, your cops. Number one, I'm from San Diego.
Yeah.
So I lived there for about 4 years. Right? I moved over there, and you run into a lot of military guys.
Yes.
Right. And then I was over in the North County, so around Oceanside, Camp Pendleton, right? And the thing is that when I was a Muay Thai coach over there, a lot of military guys would come in, and a lot of them would be in the police department, right? And I had this notion when I was a kid that police were like the shit, and they are, right? Don't get me wrong. I look up to cops
Was that respect?
with respect. Yeah,
that you
exactly.
had.
Yeah, but then it was like how I thought of Navy SEALs, right? It was like, dude, these guys are fucking killers. Growing up, right? You're scared of cops. You're scared to get pulled over. It's like, oh, they're the authority.
Yes.
But then as you kind of grow up, you realize that they're not equipped with the training that they're supposed to have. That's why I like talking to, it's like, whoa, especially when you're taking martial arts, right? Jiu-jitsu, and you meet a whole lot of first responders that are taking it, and good for them because they're taking responsibility for like their actions.
For their life.
For their life.
For the life of who they're dealing with.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
For their family's life. It's an obligation that you should be doing. You need to be training if you care about yourself in law enforcement, if you care about your partner, if you care about your family.
Yeah.
But again, it's that humbling experience. You start training with people that are bigger than you, and you realize that you could easily subdue them. Or the opposite, rolling with someone smaller, and now they're beating you, they're controlling you. That humbling aspect.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just, I know that's how jiu-jitsu is, and it's how it's marketed, right? It's kind of like use a smaller guy, you're able to beat a bigger guy. That's mainly what they talk about in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
But then, bro, if someone at 6'3" and he trains, dude,
then it's
and he has crazy technique, he's light on his feet and knows when to get heavy and put the pressure on. I mean, that's the scariest, because attributes do matter. Let's not get it twisted.
100%.
That's why you need that real life application. In theory, you could say, yeah, you take a jiu-jitsu because the smaller guy, it's like a David and Goliath thing.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, oh, well, this guy trains too, buddy.
Yeah. Like this morning, I was at Open Mat at Syndicate training with Black Belt Kevin.
Big dog, Kev.
He's
Love you, brother.
A little bit bigger than you and I.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. And, again, we both have a high level of skill, but he absolutely just smashed me. And don't want to admit it, but mother's milked me. So,
I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do. Yeah, I know. I just, it's rough sometimes too, because how long you been training jiu-jitsu?
About 19 years.
19 years.
Once I got into the police academy and graduated from the police academy, which was just over 19 years ago.
Yeah.
Realizing that I'm not a big person. My job is to protect other people. It's to protect myself. I better know how to protect myself. Going against people that don't want to listen.
Well, that's a great sense of awareness, because even 20 years ago, right, jiu-jitsu wasn't as popularized now than it is, right?
Yeah.
It's because you got all these guys, Gordon Ryan, right? It's like a cool thing to do. Not even just a cool thing to do. It's fun as shit.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? It's fun. It's addicting. But it's gotten popularized with the media. You got all these competitions now, right? It's a big deal. UFC, BJJ. Yeah. And 20 years ago, I commend you for that, because it's like, who would have thought? I know 20 years ago, man, that was a long time ago, but it wasn't, you had the UFC, Hoyler and all that. And that was before that.
Yeah.
Before that, I understand. But gi was still prominent.
Yeah.
Right? Like big on the gi. And it's interesting because you had the awareness for that, but like you said, a lot of people don't. Right? A lot of police officers don't.
No, I mean,
they care for their family, I'm sure, but let me ask you this. Why do you think that is? What's the psychology behind that? Because everyone does have a family. Everyone does have someone to care for. Why do you think that there's not an urgency I mean, you're out on the field, man, and anything could happen.
It's probably a culture shock where for many, many years, if a police officer told someone, hey, to stop, normally they stopped.
Mm.
Over time, unfortunately, not as many people are respecting law enforcement.
Yeah.
Right. So
Right.
if you think maybe 20, 30 years ago, maybe that awareness really wasn't there for a lot of people. And say, hey, I need to train. If I tell someone to stop, they're going to stop. I have, other tools to help me take someone into custody. So that I think that awareness wasn't maybe always there.
Mm.
Now, as we're shifting to 2025, hopefully people become more aware. Hopefully law enforcement officers become more aware of you need to train, because not everyone is going to listen like they did 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago.
Yeah. You know what, man? I hope so, for sure. Especially with, again, regardless of how cool BJJ is, right? You know what I mean? I'm sure a lot of cops watch UFC and all that. And I hope, even though it's an external thing, because that's how I got into martial arts, right? I started with boxing.
Yeah.
And then I just thought, it was no apparent reason. It's not like I wanted to protect myself. I just thought it was cool as shit.
Yeah.
I was like, Mike Tyson's cool.
Yeah.
Right?
It's fun. I mean, the workout's fun.
Yeah. And you look cool. Like, you're man, you're right. But I think I would hope that goes for the same as cops, because look, I know it's hard to start anything new, especially with something so primitive, and it's hard work, man.
It is hard.
I always talk about the statistics on here because, quite frankly, I'm Asian and I like to talk statistics. But then this is like a soft one. But most people quit. What, white belt? 99% of people quit at white belt, right? Or blue, or once they get their blue, because it's all about the externals. It's all about getting that blue belt, and then little they know, after that, it's like, wait, how long does it take to get to purple? Oh, fuck, man. Because that's what they're gunning for.
Yeah.
But my thing was always, look, man, if my skill level doesn't match up to my belt, what kind of a person would that make? Dude, that's just a terrible look.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your skill, that's what it should be based on, obviously. Your skill level.
Yeah.
You get a purple belt and then you're like a low level blue. That doesn't add up, bro. And even for me, I've had, obviously it was maybe once or twice. I've had a black belt and I was like, dude, this really? You know what I mean? Not to knock on them. I'm glad they're training.
Right.
It's just, who gave you that? Who gave you that? Who'd you pay, man? What's going on, guys? Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you're enjoying the show so far. I hope that you're getting a lot of value out of it. Just a quick announcement. I started a YouTube and Patreon membership for you Speakeasy Squad listeners out there. So for YouTube, just click down below to join. And also for Patreon, I'll post a link down below so that you could join for you Spotify and Apple podcast listeners out there. What you get is behind the scene footage and early access to podcasts, some pictures, photos, and whatever behind the scenes shoots that we do. So click the links down below, and all the proceeds, actually all of it goes into this podcast. So to enhance productions, to get bigger guests on, all of it. So thank you for your love and support. And now back to the show.
But how old was he?
That's true.
Right? We got to think of these other variables. I just got my black belt June.
Okay.
And if I go with a 25, 26-year-old wrestler that's now a purple belt, it's not going too well for me.
Understood. But it's always, I guess what I was saying is that it's also the context, right?
Yeah.
Because at that time, when as I'm talking about it, I was like, I just turned blue.
Yeah.
And he was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was, context matters.
Yeah.
I probably should have said that going in.
Yeah.
But even as a low level blue, I'm technically white still.
Yeah.
Right? Like a white belt. And I'm like, oh crap. Like, no way.
Maybe he was working with you.
Huh?
Maybe he was letting you.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. You're right. Again, context does matter. I'm not, listen, I'm not there to knock on him. He's still there. It's just what my subjective point of view is. It's like, whoa, hold on, man. If it takes you 12 years consistently of getting, where you're getting, it's like, whoa. And by the way, okay, I'm just going to say this transparently, is that you can tell if he was letting you. I don't know. It's human instinct. It's not like, okay.
I agree.
Right. It's like even with me grabbing your wrist or him grabbing your wrist, I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, it's just
the grips, right?
it's the grips, dude.
The
It's
second
a wrestler.
someone grabs you,
Yeah.
you know how that match is going to go. 99% of the time. If someone grabs me, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to win this one.
Yeah.
Or this is going to be a 50-50. Or I put my hands on someone, I'm like, oh, I had.
Or they have a wrestling experience, right? Because those wrestlers go fucking hard.
Yeah. Yeah. And jiu-jitsu's
Yeah.
sometimes lazy.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, look, again, context matters because it
Compared to those
depends.
wrestlers.
It depends what you're training for. You got hobbyists, you got practitioners, you got people that need to defend themselves, right?
Yeah.
And like in your case. So, I mean, for me, I'm a freaking hobbyist.
Yeah.
To be honest. But yeah, I still do train with practicality, right? With striking.
Yeah.
So that's an example. With striking, I don't want to be delusional because we're going soft, right? Because you have to watch out for headshots and all that stuff. You can't go hard every time. But I don't want to also get the delusion of, oh, yeah, I know how to fight. And then all of a sudden I'm out in the street and I'm like, oh, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Oh my goodness. We were going 40% the whole time at the gym. Now this guy's going crazy at me.
Yeah, you got hit.
So you need those hard rounds. And I'm not saying that I flow personally. I don't flow in jiu-jitsu all the time. Like I go mostly when I feel like it, but you know, like when I have those really good days where I'm just like, let's fucking go. I'll go.
Yeah.
But then for the most part, I'm there to like exercise, train.
Yeah.
We have jobs, right?
Yes.
And it's your intention, I guess. Yeah. So how do you usually approach training, man? You know, when you're just kind of going to a regular gym, are you approaching it as in you're out in the field usually, or is there a time for that? Like, do you only do that with Chad? Like,
No, I mean, kind of the same thing. I mean, one thing in jiu-jitsu, as we get older, you know, I'm 45 in March. I have to start being aware of my body. Yeah, my body can't compete at that level anymore. I can't.
Do you feel it?
Yes.
Because I'm 40 now too.
Yeah.
So I get that there's like a year matters. Every year matters after that.
Yeah.
But then honestly, I feel better than ever. But I don't think I'm aware of like, because I guess that's why it's good to kind of compare yourself to other kids. It's like, oh, I'm not what I used to kind of be. Like, I can't go around doing backflips and then getting someone in an arm bar off a backflip.
So when, you know, I'm training, I have to be aware of like, I can't have 8 hard rounds.
Yeah.
You know, so some of those have to be flow rounds.
Of course.
And then if Jerry or Shane call me out, I'm like, okay, well, now I have to try my best, make those my hard rounds.
God.
I'm not winning any of it, but if I don't get submitted, I take that as.
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen either.
Yeah, you know what? For some reason, I don't know if it's a coach to student thing, but then whenever, like, say if I roll with Jerry, I feel like I have to do 100%. Maybe it's a proven kind of thing, right? Let me prove Jerry that, you know, how good I got or something.
And he's only going at 60.
And he's going at 60 and he's probably like, what? Okay, whatever. You know, it's like whatever. But yeah, whenever like Shane or Jerry go, I'm just kind of going. Yeah. I'm like, God damn, I really got to go this time.
Yeah. And that, again,
full capacity.
That's how we approach training. You know, so it is those hard rounds, knowing that out on the street, it's a 100% hard round.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
Someone's not going to say, oh, I'm only going to go 40% with this officer. No, they're 100%. So we do need those hard rounds.
Absolutely. And what's your frequency on that? Are you just kind of gauging it? Is it like an 80-20 kind of thing, 80-20 rule where you're 80% going hard?
I think it's really on my training partner, right? If it's someone that I know I could kind of smash.
Okay.
I make that almost a flow round for me. I'm like, I'll just, work, let him or her work.
All right.
Now, if it's someone that is kind of my equal, we're both going to step it up a little bit. Right. Okay. And if someone is just smashing on me, then I just play possum.
Like you're defending.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu is so interesting, man.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to someone, even regardless if you're, say, a lawyer or a cop, right? It kind of goes away a little bit when you're on the mats because you probably have like criminals there too.
So think of that. Think of how beautiful the jiu-jitsu community is.
Sure.
Right. I tell people all the time, like you just said, On the mats, no one cares. Right now, there's a lot of political debate out of recent tragedy.
Mm.
On the mats, no one cares if you're conservative or liberal. No one cares if you're Republican or Democrat, black, white, gay, straight, religious, non-religious. And we're all there working to improve. We want to get each other better. That's the beauty of jiu-jitsu. It's almost, I kind of compare it to like a beach ball. Of you don't know anything about someone else, but if you hit a beach ball to them, they're going to hit it right back.
Sure.
That's how jiu-jitsu is. No one cares on the mats. I think jiu-jitsu makes people better. I think if everyone trained jiu-jitsu, this world would probably be better.
Yeah.
Less hatred in the world.
I gotta agree.
Yeah.
For sure. There is something about jiu-jitsu where I think touch is a big factor. Because regardless, it's it's the socialization aspect, the camaraderie, right? I strike too, but it's a lot different. I think it's because when you like touch, right? And you're that close and then you're doing something so primal.
Yeah.
It has all these like oxytocin. It's like a bonding gene. It doesn't have to be like you're attracted to it. You know what I mean? It's a bonding mechanism between those neurotransmitters between if you're laughing with a buddy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That oxytocin flare up. But then even more so when there's touch. Like for me, I think sometimes people think I'm weird because for me, man, sometimes I joke around, right? When I used to work at this bar and then I'll go really close to them and then just put my head on their shoulder. To a lot of people, that's not normal.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like,
well, that's not normal.
yeah. To me, it's like, dude, I just grappled 20 rounds.
Right. But it's like when you give someone a hug.
Yeah.
It's that closeness. It's that bond.
Right.
That you feel.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same with jiu-jitsu. I mean, that, as you just alluded to, it is that touch. That feeling, you're working together. I mean, you're sweating. But it doesn't even process through your mind. You're just feeling it. It's that emotion. You're not really thinking about it. It's just all that feeling, that emotion's coming out.
It's true. After training, man,
you feel great.
Fuck. Like, it's honestly a lot different from striking.
Yeah.
You do feel good because you still get your work in and then you feel good about yourself that, you got better. But there's just, it's probably that the jiu-jitsu aspect is like, I want to say what's up to everyone after that.
Yeah, it's an emotional.
Yo, what's up, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Like, man, I'm like 20 times friendlier. Yeah. Not that if I wasn't friendly already, it's just 20 times friendlier.
Yeah,
you're on a cloud.
You feel good.
Yeah, you feel great, dude. So going back to like other situations, I'm interested. What's the most intense situation that you've had that you had to use your training in, where maybe you almost got caught in something? Like, what was the scariest, most intense situation for you that you can remember being 20 years in the force?
Would be me against multiple people.
Well, did that? So that happened.
That's scary, right?
Did that? Okay. I just want to clarify it because I didn't know if it was like a hypothetical thing that you were saying.
Yeah, I mean,
damn, that happened.
So I mean, one-on-one.
Jeez,
I'm fairly confident.
Sure.
This is not the movies.
But hold on. When you say like one-on-one, right? What if they had a knife on them? I know you're trained for that, but real life is real life.
Yeah. I mean, now.
Like they pulled out a fucking knife and
that depends on the situation, right? So if we're distance, and they pull out a knife, okay, then I pull out my gun. But if we're so close and someone immediately pulls out a knife, we have to have the awareness of we're so close. It's not time to pull out my gun. It's time to attack the knife. I need to attack that weapon. But you don't know.
How do you approach doing that
situation?
Because in San Diego, right? I did do this like Filipino. A lot of people call it Cali and all that. But then it's like there's these tactics, 3-9s, and my MMA coach actually trained like the SEALs. Yeah. To do knives. And then there's flywheel, and all that, 3-9s and all that stuff. That's its own different training itself. And what I noticed is that he used to do he'd get Sharpies, right? and then he'd have it on his belt.
Yeah.
And then that's how you know you got caught.
Yeah.
He'd get red Sharpies.
Yeah.
And it's wild because you got to assume that if someone's intention is to harm you, like say if they were on drugs or something, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Or on meth or whatever, they'll pull out that knife and just stick you. They're not trying to scare you. They're just too unpredictable.
Yeah.
And what I noticed, I know he was trained. Don't get me wrong. He was trained, and for many years, it's just you got to assume that you're going to get sliced, right? Like with a knife. It's not. There's no getting out clean almost, unless they're just just kind of wheeling around. But then usually, if they're going,
if you're in a knife fight,
you're going to get
going to get cut.
Yes.
And that's some of the training that Chad loves to do on Saturday. So he does a police jiu-jitsu class, and we introduce weapons. So we see how effective our jiu-jitsu is.
That's so interesting.
Now that a weapon's evolved. And we'll throw down the fake knives, the dummy knives, and put that into what are we going to do in this situation now? And that's imperative for police officers.
Can you give me a little bit of insight on the tactics that you would do if someone had a knife? Like, what are some situational things? Like, I could imagine like a Kimura. How do you even get close to someone with a knife? I kind of know a little bit. Like, you can't have.
So think about it like a snake.
Okay.
Right? If someone has a knife or you're attacking a snake, we have to attack where it is. So we have to attack that wrist. Have to control that hand. Right? We're not going to try looking for Moors or shoulder locks up here because we're going to get stabbed. Right? We control the wrist, control the hand.
Hand fighting.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we're doing. In the training situations with Chad, introducing the knives of if we're close, we don't have time to pull our weapon against that distance.
You got to assume that too. Right. Not even you just have time. You have to assume that you don't have time.
If you're going to end up on the bad side, if you are so close and someone wants to stab you, your first reaction is to go for your firearm. In that split second, you're getting stabbed.
Yeah.
So it's not time to go to your weapons. You have to attack what's about to harm you.
That's the other thing too, is the sense of awareness aspect of it, right?
Yeah.
That's trained too. It's not something that you can watch on TV and be like, well, this is what I would do.
Yeah, right.
And
hindsight aspect, or the Monday morning quarterback. Oh,
right.
Why'd the officer do this?
Armchair quarterback. Yeah.
They're not understanding that situation.
Dude, let's get into that, man. Because that's initially what my first question was that not even in a police situation, is that I think a lot of people theorize instead of actually doing, right? And then they get this false perception of what it would be like. It could be anything. It could be like playing football. And then you have, that's where, like I said, armchair quarterbacks and like UFC fans sometimes, you know what I mean? Yeah. They're like, what the fuck? Why didn't he just hit him? Why didn't he just get up? It's like, dude.
they're not feeling it. It's all that conjecture that people are putting out there. And with use of force and police use of force, people see something on TV or on social media, and now they have this opinion about why the officer do this instead of X, Y, Z. The officer did A, B, C, and there's this opinion, but they're not understanding. Right? You see this at the highest levels with use of force. Final judge of a use of force is the judge. Right? So a judge is looking at someone's use of force, a police officer's use of force, and they have a high level of education, but they've never put on the uniform.
Man.
They're not trained in force. So now they're delivering an opinion about a life or death situation of use of force, and they only have partial expertise. That's dangerous.
What's also dangerous about that is that the decision they make based on that, because the consequences could go on it could ruin someone's life.
Right.
Right? If there was a judge, like you said, that hasn't been on the field situationally, and then he just makes a judgment because, well, he should, like I saw on your Instagram, right?
Yeah.
The thing that you posted with the officer lady, correct? She pulled out the gun, and then what is it? 1.4 seconds. They based it on that,
Right.
the last 1.4 seconds.
Yes.
It's like, wait a minute, man. What do you mean?
Yeah, so that's Hernandez versus Los Angeles. And what's interesting with that specific case was a few years before that, the Ninth Circuit made that case good.
What do you mean?
So the Ninth Circuit,
What's the Ninth Circuit?
So
For
we're
people
in,
that
the court, Ninth Circuit Court. So in the state of Nevada, we answer to the Ninth Circuit. So the Supreme Court is the ultimate decision maker.
and what's the Ninth Circuit?
The Ninth Circuit is for California, Nevada, Washington, Oregon, Arizona. So if something goes up, through the appellate court, it's at the Ninth Circuit.
Oh, and then does that determine if it goes up to the Supreme Court? It goes to the Ninth Circuit first. Are you saying it's a system?
We'll go to the Ninth Circuit.
see.
And then if the Supreme Court wants to accept something from the Ninth Circuit, which is a less than 1% chance.
What? Because the case isn't big enough? It's not political enough for them?
I mean, they get hundreds and hundreds of requests for a decision, the Supreme Court.
Yep.
And
a lot of
like
them
I said,
don't pass.
it's less than 1%. So you have like Hernandez versus Los Angeles, that initial case, they ruled in favor of the officer.
In favor
Of the officer.
Okay.
And then what happened was there's something called Enbanc, ENBANC. So you could request for all the judges to hear it. So the initial case was under 3 judges. An Enbanc decision goes to 11 judges from the Ninth Circuit. So the initial 3
I see.
said it was good. They asked for an Enbanc. So now it went before 11 judges and they reversed. So now they said that officer was bad.
Was bad, yeah. What did those 3 can reverse it? Or does it have to be as a whole?
Those 11.
I'm sorry. It was in the Ninth Circuit, but then they added. Yeah, right.
So those 11 now reversed their own decision from the 3 judges.
Oh,
yeah.
damn.
But what you did, like you said, they looked at 1.4 seconds.
Yes, the last one.
They looked at 2 shots of 1.4 seconds, not realizing how fast that is, that you're assessing a situation, processing it. Is the person down? Is he going to get back up? And that split second decision making, it kind of just threw it out the window.
For the people that we don't know what we're talking about, John posted on Instagram that I saw before he got here, and it was a case where a guy did he have a knife, right? And this was in LA.
Yeah.
And then the police officer was about how far was she from the guy?
She's over 30 feet
Over
away.
30 feet. And then she kept telling him to drop the knife, right?
Drop the knife, drop the knife. Fires 2 shots.
Fires 2 shots.
Hits the guy. He goes down and starts to get back up.
Right.
As he's starting to get back up, 2 more shots. Now he's going back down.
It's pretty accurate. Pretty fucking accurate there. She had some good shooting. I was like, dude.
Good shooting. And then he fires 2 additional shots.
Yes.
Again, it's that
Is that
human decision making.
Right. Huh. Okay. How about this one? I'll play a little bit of devil's advocate.
Yeah.
When is it wrong? I mean, this is a hard question to ask because, obviously you got to be on the field and there's no one case. There's no one like result that can.
Yeah. It's all situation dependent.
It's all situation dependent. Exactly. There's not one way to do it is what I was trying to say.
People have to understand that force is good or bad or reasonable or unreasonable is the terms that are used under the courts. Most times, force is going to be reasonable.
Yes.
It's that unreasonable force comes when something is really excessive. You could clearly tell, like the George Floyd incident. Someone is in cuffs. Someone's on the ground. There's multiple officers on scene. Why are we still using force?
Right.
On someone. It's not that first 30 seconds where we're uncertain of something. We're talking about minutes and minutes, minutes, where now it's clear that this is excessive.
Sure.
That's kind of that extreme example. is the George Floyd incident. But when you're just talking about split-second decision making, it's wrong for someone to have an opinion.
That's a great example because number one, that was right in front of like everyone, right? That was media. It was straight up. I mean, that's why it was such a big story along with other things. But no, that's a great example because, okay, so when I was saying I'm going to play devil's advocate, is that one of the examples that, I would say where the cop or the police is actually in the wrong?
Yeah.
Like, can you give me another situation, maybe a one-on-one situation where a cop would be on the other side of the fence where it's not, they're not in danger, like they're just kind of just pulling their weight around, I guess you could say, or they had other intentions.
Yes, I mean, if someone had nefarious intentions, but again, it's tough to really answer because we're trying to define a situation, and unless it's just clear that this force is excessive, it becomes subjective.
Sure,
and that's not the correct analysis. Use of force is under an objective analysis. So when we start having a subjective opinion,
well, that's just someone's opinion. Yeah.
So it becomes when it's clear, and you could just see that this person is no longer. You have that time saying, okay, this person's no longer moving after 6, 7, 8, 9 seconds. That process, that decision making is occurring. You're able to determine that, okay, he or she's no longer a threat. 1.4 seconds, no one could say this person's a threat, not a threat, with that specific situation.
Right. Yeah. Man, that's I couldn't even imagine. I just keep thinking about that. Like obviously I'm not a police officer. It's just the situational awareness where you're playing with your life, literally.
Yeah.
Is just insane to me. Right? Like it could be ended right there.
You never know.
There's consequences to it.
Yeah. I mean, every officer that leaves the front door, that might be the last time they leave the front door.
Yeah. It's such a daunting thought.
You have to accept that reality.
Why do you think most police officers become police officers? I know there's, because as a kid, right, you want to be a firefighter, you want to be a cop. But then I think for some people, I mean, just like me when I was a kid, like that's a good example. It's like oh man, it'd be cool to be in a uniform, right? Would you say that's one of the main factors of why people join? I know a lot of people want to serve as well, rightfully so. But what do you see why most people, because it's a hard job, man.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's almost like who in their right mind would want to do it, especially with everything that's happened in COVID, right? With the BML and all that stuff. Now you're put on the spotlight. The Blue Lives Matter, like all that stuff. It's like
you saw an exodus after 2020, after the George Floyd incident, that anyone that had 20 plus years in law enforcement left.
Oof.
And it's now it's not just a state problem, it's a nationwide problem of being able to hire police officers. Like, who wants to do the job now?
Bro, there was politicians that were against like police. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Police officers. It's like, what the fuck? But then it's for their political gain.
Yeah.
They just want to like cancel culture, right? They want to
4 votes.
Yeah.
But for me, it was just generally something that I was attracted to law enforcement, to helping people.
Yeah.
Again, it's not something that everyone is going to want to do.
Sure.
This is something that lives inside you. I want to go help society. I want to, help protect people that can't protect themselves.
Yeah.
That's
very noble, especially at a young age. I keep reverting back to, when you're young, because I don't know if that's the thing that you're thinking about. I mean, I'm sitting there playing World of Warcraft without.
But you know what I mean? Every little kid, like at 8, 9 years old, you're playing cops and robbers.
Yeah.
Right. And now I think as people get older, that goes away for some people.
They're like, shit, I signed up.
But for others, that always stayed. You know,
Yes.
so for me, that always stayed. That mentality and becoming a police officer. I think a lot of it is family as well.
Yeah.
You know, many people, my uncles are police officers. So when you have a history, you see that in law enforcement as well. Someone's dad was a cop and they become a cop.
Oh yeah, military police officer. Yeah, it's a lineage.
Yeah.
Lineage.
So that's common as well in law enforcement. I love policing. I love policing. My dad was a police officer. My grandfather was a police officer. My uncle was a police officer.
That's very noble as well. That's, it's the path of your lineage. Like, it's a great path to follow.
Yeah.
Right. If you're in the military, a lot of people, and it's also like an identity kind of thing too, I think. Right.
Yeah.
It's like, well, my dad was in the military. So you have a lot of pride in that.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that's very, very like fascinating. Oh, fascinating.
Yeah.
Well, back to jiu-jitsu, my friend.
Yes.
So what was your journey like now that you're, like a black belt? Were you on and off in jiu-jitsu? Were you consistent the whole time? Did you have some time off? Were you like, oh, I hate jiu-jitsu, but now I love it?
Yeah.
What was that like little journey of yours, man? Being a cop too, from a cop's perspective.
Everyone's jiu-jitsu journey is different.
Of course.
And I would say in the beginning, I was consistently inconsistent because of first going through the police academy. Oh, I can't train right now. I don't want to get hurt. You get hurt in the police academy, you're out.
Yeah.
And you got to hopefully.
I'm sure that's most careers though.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You can't use a leg in some careers, you're out.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, consistently inconsistent in the beginning because of
Consistently inconsistent.
Yeah.
I like that.
because
That's
of
a
school.
wordplay.
Yeah, because of school. I was, when I first going and getting my bachelor's degree and my master's degree is, do I have time right now for jiu-jitsu or do I have to focus on education? So there'd be times I'm maybe on the mat once a week. Then I finish college. Now kind of reversed. Like now I'm on the mat 3, 4, 5 times a week. When I was younger, easier to do those 4 or 5 times. As we're starting to get older,
Oh, yeah.
5, 6 times, I'm not going to be able to move.
Sure.
So my journey now is 3, 4, and I'm like, okay, that's good.
You adjusted. Your old ass body adjusted to You're like,
it lets
my
me
body's telling me no.
Yeah, it definitely lets me know. But that's been my journey. I mean, now I would say the past 10 years, I've been very consistent.
Okay.
Of going regularly.
Yes.
As opposed to the beginning.
Why is that? What made you make that change of going consistently? Is it just because of free time? Is it because you just wanted to rap?
Well, more free time. Schooling is, finished my bachelor's, finished my master's, working on my doctorate, but that's not as time consuming. So I'm able to focus more on jiu-jitsu. A lot of times in the beginning of a police career, you don't know what shift you're going to have. So is there going to be a class available depending on your shift when you get off? Now I'm in a pretty steady, Monday through Friday, working that day shift. So I could consistently always go during night. Right. So that's kind of why.
Okay.
Of just life of what takes you to the mats.
So being that you've done it for, 20 years, some on and off in your early career, what's the one thing that you've learned from like jiu-jitsu? That's probably a very, very broad question, but then maybe give me like 2 or 3 things that what is it about jiu-jitsu that changed your life? Because I know that we look, it changes everyone's lives, right? For the better, because the application of the crossover that you could take from that to actual real life.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, man, by the way, since I say that, everyone should put their like child in jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just think, and I love striking. It was my first love, right? Like boxing, Muay Thai. I just love it. It's just, it does something to me. It's so primal. It's just so like,
Yeah.
And you can get in a flow state and just depending. But I mean, when I have kids, I should say, I want to put them in jiu-jitsu because I think there's just something more about it You know, I know that's very undescriptive, but then there's just, again, probably that social connection aspect, the camaraderie, especially as a developing mind,
Yes.
right? As a kid,
Yeah.
you're not even aware, but subconsciously you're getting all these disciplines. It's kind of like injecting orange juice into a kid or something.
It's that bond that you create going on the mats.
And then even with parents, when they go with their kid, that's a bonding experience, right? It's almost like, well, I'm taking my kid. It's kind of like those old school days when kids would take their kids. Like my dad took me to karate.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean?
Or showing up the little league.
Right.
And, you know, now it's jiu-jitsu.
You
You know, you see these kids classes.
Man, it's crazy. It's wild.
They're packed.
Yeah, dude.
And then sometimes these parents now they start to train.
Oh yeah, I know a bunch of them.
Which is awesome. You know, they're taking their kids and they're like, well, my kid is doing it. Maybe I'll start doing it as well.
Yeah, and it's also a like lead by example.
Yeah.
Right? It's a behavioral thing.
Yeah.
If you say, oh yeah, go to jiu-jitsu, it makes it, I think, 1,000 more times impactful when you actually go with your kid because he sees you doing it.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what it is. You're supposed to be the example, right? Not to say that as a parent, look, we're not forcing you to do it, but we kind of are.
Yeah. It's like, you need to get on the mat.
You need to get your fat ass on the mats, buddy. But no, yeah, go on. What'd you learn, man? What something in particular, I would say. Maybe not so general, maybe not like, you know, it saved my life on the field because we all know it does, right?
You know,
but then particularly for you.
Obviously it's helped my career.
Of course.
100%.
Yeah.
That being comfortable in those uncomfortable situations.
Absolutely.
For me, I was always a very reserved, shy kid.
Who are you, man?
Extremely
introvert.
shy.
Okay.
Yes. There was classes in college when we get the syllabus and I saw a class presentation. I dropped the course.
Oh, okay.
I hated speaking. I hated public speaking.
I guess that's pretty common though, right? Because, okay, so I'm taking public speaking class now.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to cut you off. I just, before I lose this thought. And a lot of people, this is real. A lot of people would rather die than public speak.
Yeah.
I'm not even fucking joking.
Was that claustrophobia?
Something like that.
I think
It was, they'd rather drop dead than actually going up there because that's the same feeling as dropping dead.
Yeah. I mean,
right when you're up there, you're like, oh my God. Dude, when I was in communications, I think 101 class, where you had to do it. It depended on your grade. Yeah. I saw some people run out of the room and
that would have been
cry.
Me.
Yeah, right.
I would have dropped it. I would have dropped that class.
Sure.
And it's funny. 5 years ago, I would never do this.
Right.
That's how long it's taken me.
I gotcha.
To get comfortable public speaking. And that comes from my boss telling me, he's like, hey, John, I need you to teach this course. And this was only a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I said, sir,
it's like, nah.
I'm not an instructor. I don't teach that.
Yeah.
And he basically just looked at me and laughed. He says, oh, no, you're teaching this class.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so thankful that he did that.
Yeah.
Because that fear went away. I think jiu-jitsu, going back, that's helped me.
Sure.
Because always being reserved, always being shy, I'm like, show up to the gym. And in the beginning, this is probably why I was consistently inconsistent as well. Beginning, I always went with one of my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And if at that time, my friend Mike, hey, you going today? No, I'm not going to go. And if he wasn't going, then I'm not going.
Then you were gone, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So it's like, and then you start being comfortable. Even though I was reserved and shy, I'm like, okay, I could keep on showing up and then showing up and showing up. So I think for me, that's one of the greatest things of jiu-jitsu. And now, anytime I go visit any other state, any other city, any other country, the first thing I'm doing
is jiu-jitsu.
Is looking up where the closest jiu-jitsu
Yeah,
school is.
Sure.
And that's awesome.
That's great.
Is now having that in a foreign country.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to this jiu-jitsu gym.
That's awesome, man.
When I would have never, ever done something.
Did you do that in Hawaii?
Like that. In Hawaii all the time.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure you got your spots there now, right?
Yeah, Rancho Rockies in Waikiki.
Okay.
Great academy there.
Is it like gi, no gi, both?
They're more heavy on the gi.
Yeah,
Yep.
sure.
Yep. And kind of seeing that go away here in Las
Yeah.
Vegas.
There's a 10th planet in every corner. So because I personally, I quit the gi. Because and don't get me wrong, I like it. I started with gi, and I still technically love it.
It's hard.
But it is, and it does. I'm a big believer, even though they're two different kind of sports now, right? They're so different, like as far as competing.
Yeah.
And there's certain nuances, a lot of nuances actually, but it's just because, and maybe an excuse to be honest with you, but then like I lift weights. I think that's very important as we get older.
Yeah.
Because our bones in particular. Not the reason why I did it for. I did it to get more dates with girls. But then eventually I just felt good doing it.
Yeah.
And then I take striking classes and then jiu-jitsu after.
Yeah.
And then this stuff, right?
Yeah,
It's
so
like,
it's a lot.
Yeah. And look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I love no-gi, man.
Yeah.
Because it's so fast. It's like within that fastness, quote unquote, there's just, it's like the Matrix. You're in a scramble, but then since you've been training, it's like slow-mo. It's like, oh shit, like, you know what I mean? It's so fast. And yes, I get it. With the gi, there's a lot of things too. There's a lot of friction, which is good. There's a lot of resistance. You got to break the grips a different way. I completely understand. People have coats out there in the winter. Someone wants to start shit, you judo throw them. Like, I get it.
Right.
But yeah, man. Let's go back to what else?
I mean, training in different countries, like I said, something I would never have done. Probably my greatest experience was we went to Barcelona. Go into the school, and the entire class, the entire instruction is in Spanish.
What?
And my Spanish is 0.
Are you Spanish?
And we understood each other though.
Yeah, sure.
Through jiu-jitsu.
There you go.
It's like, I don't know what you're saying, but I know everything that you're saying.
Like, yo, gringo. Come here. I know what that means.
but it was such an awesome experience.
I'll bet.
I'm in a foreign country, walking to the gym.
Yeah.
Again, something 100% I would have never done.
Yes.
And being comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
And you know what's funny is that what I think is behind that is your why, right? It's nice to, what I mean is that it's nice to meet new people, but then why you're there is for jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
You want to train, right? It's your main prerogative.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, that's just a bonus.
It's an addiction.
It's an addiction. You're like, okay, I need to find, like you said, exactly. You're like on crack with a knife, and then you're about to get shot by a police officer.
I could only do so many days in the hotel gym.
Oh, dude.
Right?
The hotel gym as a lifter, I can't even do it because it doesn't have all my, look, call me fucking first world problems, but then, bro, I need all my equipment.
Yeah.
Right. But I think that's interesting and good for you because sometimes I still have a hard time going to out of state jiu-jitsu gyms because of the discomfort. Yeah. And I know it's just the discomfort. Yep. I mean, I know I could do jiu-jitsu, you know what I mean? But it's just at times you get like social anxiety. It's like, I don't know anyone. Your brain takes you to the worst place. Like, what if I get hurt because I'm rolling with someone that I don't know in a completely different state? But your mind's just running. It's not really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the jiu-jitsu culture for the most part is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. It's like like I said, the universal aspect of it. Everyone knows.
It's that brotherhood.
They're not there to hurt you.
Yeah. It's that brotherhood.
Yeah.
And normally, if we're traveling and I find a gym, first thing I'm doing is going on their social media.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of looking what type of school, what type of environment they have. Are they pro police? I'll see if they're ever posting stuff, and I'll reach out to them as well.
Cool.
Send them a quick message. Hey, I'm traveling. I'm in town, and every place I've ever been has been 100% accepting.
Yeah,
that's that brotherhood.
It's just a culture. Yeah, it's a fellowship.
Yeah, and Las Vegas being so huge with jiu-jitsu is now there's people that I've met in other states or in other countries, and because of how big it is in jiu-jitsu, Las Vegas is, they come out They'll send me a message, hey, we're here.
Mm-hmm.
And you meet them at the gym. And I mean, it's,
Interesting, right?
you know, it's people you would have never, ever met.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Agreed. I'm from San Diego, and I used to go to this place, San Diego Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and, you know, knowing the owner, he sometimes will hit me up. He'll be like, hey, I got a friend coming down there.
Yeah.
Where should you go? Hey, come to Syndicate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just that kind of, like I said, camaraderie.
Yep.
It's universal to where it's like, oh, you're not going to hurt. Yeah, it could be a really, really hard sport, right? I mean, I know they say, what was that saying that they always say? It's kind of like the art of gentle. Oh, the gentle art. It's like, all right, come on. Like, you know what I mean? It could be.
It could be when,
But
when we're flowing.
Yeah, when we're flowing.
The gentle
That's
art.
probably what people forget to say.
Yeah.
It's like, not really, because I don't know. I'm getting choked out by Jerry like 52,000 times.
There's nothing gentle about that.
There's nothing and there's nothing gentle about the crossface, like, right?
No.
Like we look at the arm bars, it's like, tap.
Right.
But then now it's like, oh God. And then, you know, they're covering your nose and then lifting your nose up. And
Yeah, Kevin did that to me today.
yeah, he always does that.
just
Fucking,
smothering
Kevin,
me.
you're an asshole, but you're a nice guy.
Payback.
But yeah, man, I think, I love talking to, like I said, police officers, because there are nuances to it, right? I don't want to get it twisted. It's more of a practicality kind of thing. It's like, oh no, this shit's real, man.
Yeah.
We're not just doing it for sport. And I understand that fact.
Yeah.
I've talked to a lot of, people like you, sergeants, and different ranks and all that, military. And yeah, I mean, everything is the same. It goes across the board. It's like, you should train. I don't know how to feel about that. There's not enough funding, quote unquote, because I've heard that before. I'm like, well, I don't know. To have a jiu-jitsu program, or, to have a combat sports program, I don't know how much funding that you need for that. Well, I think people could just probably donate like in each department and then put on mats and then have MMA gloves.
But also, I think you have to take it on yourself.
Yeah.
So I mean, if the department's not going to facilitate the training,
Which is crazy.
it is crazy. Yeah. I mean,
That's literally what you do.
yeah. Like you are going to get into a fight with another human being.
Yeah.
And
I don't know.
if you train once or twice a year because of department policy or because of state law, that's all they require. That's now shame on you.
Damn.
If that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
So if the funding's not there, you have to take it on yourself. And if you can't pay it, there are a lot of open mats.
Oh yeah.
Right. So
they're willing to help out too.
Right.
That's the jiu-jitsu community, right?
yeah, I
They're
mean,
willing to work with you.
if you showed up, and I don't want to speak for any specific gym,
Mm-hmm.
if you show up to a gym that I'm a police officer, I want to protect myself and learn how to protect myself, and I don't have the money to pay, what's about $150 per month, I am pretty sure that most gyms are going to work at it.
Of course. Absolutely. They'll even give you a discount.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're, pay when you can.
Yes.
But again, there's open mats
Right.
where you don't have to pay.
Well, okay, look, I don't want to knock on it too much, because there are aspects of, number one, not even jiu-jitsu, it's just hard for people to work out,
Yeah,
because like with anything in life, it's just hard to start something,
it is.
right? It's not just working out. It's just hard to get up, and because of the depths of the unknown.
Yeah.
Now, if we're talking about ramping it up to jiu-jitsu, or even just going to, that's a lot of, it's like the social anxiety aspect of it's a big one, right? A lot of people would rather, again, die than actually talk to someone.
I remember, I'm at Extreme Couture mostly.
Mm.
And I remember the first time I walked into Syndicate.
Yeah.
Eyes
Oh, yeah.
on me.
They don't lie, Chico.
like-
That's Scarface, by the way. Okay.
Like,
Mhm.
you just tell that, who is this person?
Yeah.
But it was still very accepting.
Sure.
But I was like, I got to go. They're coming after me.
But that can also be your mind fucking with you. Because our mind goes to negative biases, right?
Right.
Where actually no one cares. But they do care. Because evolutionary wise, we're FBI profilers.
Yeah.
When we see someone in a room, and people don't like to say this, we judge them.
It's human
right?
nature. Yeah.
And it may be a silent judgment, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be bad. You could be like, man, that guy has his shit together.
Yeah.
Right? He's a good looking guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or
Yeah.
he's like, oh, his posture straight. But the point is that we're judgmental people.
Yeah.
That's what we do. And that's part of like a defense mechanism. I'm not saying we're just judgment because we're all fucking assholes. You know what I mean?
No.
Like humans are assholes. It's just what we do.
But it's
how it is.
It's difficult to walk. It's difficult just to walk into the gym, like you said.
Yeah, by yourself, right?
And now to walk into jiu-jitsu environment.
Yeah,
Right.
right. Where you don't know what you're doing. It takes a lot of balls.
Yeah. And like I said, I wouldn't go in the beginning if my friend wasn't going.
Yeah, sure.
Like, oh, you're not going, then I'm not going.
Yeah. But then it's a beautiful thing when it gets automated and it becomes a habit.
Yeah.
Right?
where
If
it's
you
like,
just
I
kind of
have
like
to
suck
go.
it up. Yeah. Where you have to go, even though, dude, sometimes there's still resistance, you know, and it doesn't have to be because your friend's not there. Like sometimes when I come from Muay Thai to Jiu-Jitsu, I'm like, well, I'm a little tired, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I got my work in, I don't have to go.
Yeah.
But then you kind of make it a part of your identity at this point. It's like, well, who am I if I skip class?
Yeah. And you're here.
Yeah, you're already there.
So
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
and
I'm
then
here.
you never regret it after.
No.
You may be tired at that time, but after that, you're like,
You
what?
feel even better.
You feel even better. And then being 40 years old, an hour later, I'm fucking done.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
Well, 5 more years.
can't do anything. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It only gets worse.
Man, my boy John, man, is there any last word about, what we talked about? Any advice that you like to give to other police officers that are just starting off? Like what?
Man, that's the first is this, reach out, go to a gym. There's so many gyms in Las Vegas that support law enforcement. Take that first step, go onto the mats, I'll go with you.
Agreed.
If you need.
It's so crucial.
You're not going to regret it.
Of course, yeah. Even just just think of it as, this is kind of paradoxical, but then even just think of it as that you're not going for like your job. Just go because you want to get healthy, right?
Yeah.
Like you could reframe it that way.
Yeah.
And then along with that, even though you don't do it for practicality and you're doing like spinning bear and bolos, who cares? You're there.
No, I'm not doing that.
I know. I'm just saying. Flying tiger armbar, But yeah, you'll just know how to do jiu-jitsu. You'll know how to handle yourself, right? You don't have to be practical all the time to where you're defending yourself. You could have fun and still get that practicality. That's why it's so ironic, right? It's like, well, if you show up even against your own, this is one of the best things I heard. If you show up to something, right, say jiu-jitsu, even if you didn't intend on getting good, and if you showed up every day, you're gonna get good anyway. That's how science works.
Like you have to.
You have to get good. Even if you intentionally wanted to suck at jiu-jitsu, go to class and wanted to suck, it's impossible.
Yeah.
That's why they say just show up.
Just show up, and over time,
Yeah.
and good.
It's like, wow, I'm not on the bottom so much.
Yeah,
anymore.
now I'm better.
Yeah.
But
Right.
it's
Exactly,
multiple. There's so many benefits to it.
Oh, unlimited.
Like you said, it's a workout
Yeah.
for your mental health, for your physical health, and if you're a police officer, now it helps your job.
So technically everything.
Yeah.
Technically everything.
So there's no reason not to do it.
There's no reason not to do it. Well, man, I appreciate your time, man.
Man,
Thank you, man. I
Chris.
appreciate you. Let's go.
Yeah.